Some carry hate. We carry the largest trans pride flag to ever be flown in a national park.
This termination is incredibly unprecedented. People hang flags all the time in the park.
For me, it's like you wanted to be non-binary Rosa Parks. So
this is what happened.
Hey guys, welcome back to another Normal Gays video where we take on LGBT insanity. I'm Brad Polumbo here in Miami with Clarkson Lawson.
Hey guys.
Clarkson, did you see the story where like this drag queen and these LGBTQ activists pulled a stunt and they put up this big trans flag in Yosemite National Park to protest Trump and his executive order saying there are only two genders?
I've been in my peaceful era. I've been very disconnected.
Well, this podcast can't be great for your peace era.
It's not good for me at all.
Well, I'm just gonna, so we are now in the finding out stage of fucking around.
Okay.
So I'm gonna show you the original video where they did their big one, and then we're gonna get into the consequences that are now unfolding.
Ooh.
Some carry hate. We carry the largest trans pride flag to ever be flown in a national park and unfurled it on the side of El Cap to prove a point that trans is natural. The Trump administration and transphobes would love to have you believe that being trans is unnatural, but species that can transition sexes can be found on every continent and in every ocean on planet Earth. So call it a protest, call it a celebration. We are bringing elevation to liberation. They try to erase us from government websites and education systems and libraries. So we raise this flag higher than ever before so every trans person knows that they have people that love them in their corner. The people united will never be defeated.
So stunning. So brave.
So brave. I mean, this is like, this face should be on Mount Rushmore. Like this is some hard work that it is doing.
The whole video is stupid because it plays into the naturalist fallacy. Like natural is not good and unnatural is not bad. And that's a totally false premise. Tsunamis are natural. Vaccines are unnatural. Life-saving medications, unnatural. It's like,
but also like everything is technically natural.
Yeah.
In the same breath too. It's just like, you don't have to subscribe to the idea that everything natural is good.
So the whole point of the video is stupid. But then let me ask you this. Do you think what they did in this video is allowed according to the rules of Yosemite National Park?
Absolutely not. I doubt.
So a couple of the people in that video were actually park rangers. So like one of the girls, who participated in this. So one of the girls that it cut to is apparently a Yosemite Park ranger.
Wait, is this trans person not one? Or
I don't think so. No, that's like a
Halloween.
That might be Spirit Halloween.
Okay.
I don't know about that person, but one of the other people shown in the video who collaborated in this stunt has now been, shocker, let go.
Oh.
It's almost like that violates their policies and isn't allowed. Let's watch this very sympathetic coverage of their case.
This termination is incredibly unprecedented. People hang flags all the time in the park. They didn't give me a chance to defend myself and they terminated me on the spot. It's devastating to dedicate yourself to something that you don't see partisan lines for, to then be the subject of someone's political whims or their desire for a promotion with the current administration. There's a long history of people hanging large flags on El Capitan. The past 2 years, there have been 2 other large flags that were hung. There was an upside-down American flag, and there was a Stop the Genocide flag that were hung. A few years before that, there was a Climate Change is Real flag that was hung. Hanging flags when you go up El Cap is kind of a long-standing tradition with climbers, both climbers who are employees and climbers who are not employees. It's a freedom of expression. I planned it in my free time, and I hung it in my free time, all as a private citizen. We were in this time of particular struggle in the trans community, and so I thought that it would be a really amazing symbol, both to myself and to anyone, to hang a flag in the heart of El Cap. Because what better symbol is there than to hang a flag of acceptance for everyone, not just trans people, but just of acceptance, than in the middle of this naturally formed heart of this iconic feature that's in the middle of Yosemite Valley. I feel like firing me says a lot of things about the Trump administration more broadly. Primarily, it's that the rules only apply to people who they don't agree with. There's an executive order that is an executive order to specifically defend First Amendment rights against federal agencies. And so what happened to me as a private citizen, acting in my private citizen life, is I have been silenced by the federal government. The acting deputy superintendent gave me the reason that I failed to demonstrate acceptable conduct within my position as a wildlife biologist. My boss was also not consulted, and I've always gotten excellent performance reviews.
Okay. So the administration's justification, or the federal officials, is that they, for a demonstration, you require a permit, first of all.
Right.
And they did this without a permit. And then apparently it's against the regulations. It just isn't always enforced. I don't know that she needed to be fired, but they're clearly trying to depoliticize these national parks. And I guess for me, it's like, you wanted to be non-binary Rosa Parks. So
this is what happened.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily support her being fired, but it's like, if you're going to take a stand, then the whole point of taking the stand is that you accept the consequences that come with that.
Right. There's risk.
And I feel like this is a predictable consequence. The Trump administration had just done a bunch of executive orders and announcements about like, no more activism, no more ideology in our agencies and all this stuff. And you're like, I'm going to get my friends, we're going to go hang a massive trans flag banner.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, if you want to, like you said, if you want to be the activist that you are claiming to be, you have to accept the risk that comes with that. I don't think that she should have been fired. And I think that her points about like other flags being flown, it makes sense. But again, like,
that was also before the policies changed, before the administration changed.
Yeah. Like, she knew what she was doing.
Yeah. Do I really think she needed to be fired if she really was excellent at her job as a biologist? No, I don't. But it's like, obviously this was what they were going to do.
Right.
And if you are so passionate about this issue that you are standing up against Trump and all this stuff, and the language they use about like in their statements about like what we're standing up for, and the least you're willing to give up is not even a federal job, like,
right. A federal job, like you're working for the Trump administration, essentially.
You'd think you would resign in protest, right? Like,
right. I mean, I don't know. I definitely don't agree with her being fired, I think, especially if it was in her own time, you know, like it's not like she was doing this while she was working. So I think that also plays a factor in it.
But I guess it's like, if she did break the rules, wouldn't you expect park rangers to not break the rules?
Correct. Yeah. If your job is to enforce the rules, you probably shouldn't be breaking them.
Yeah. And she talks about freedom of expression. Freedom of expression, obviously, I'm close to a free speech absolutist, but like, there are time, place, and manner regulations on free speech.
Correct.
And not being allowed to do massive demonstrations in the middle of national parks without a permit strikes me as the kind of thing that they're probably allowed to enforce.
I just feel like she should have gotten a permit.
Well, maybe she knew they wouldn't give her one.
Well, then don't do it.
or do it anyway and make the point. Like, that's the point of the protest. I feel
like this girl, if she really wants to be an activist, maybe look into other ways of advocacy rather than just hanging a flag on the side of a mountain.
I mean, and like putting a drag queen in an Instagram video. And it's actually interesting because, right, you would think the point of this activism is to help the trans community. That original video going viral with the drag queen draping the trans flag across the national park, do you think that helps the trans community?
This is what they get wrong so much, and this is what the gay rights movement got right like 20 years ago, is that the messaging that we have to send, whether you like it or not, is that we are just like you.
That's respectability politics. Yeah, that's the fucking point.
Yeah,
we want respect.
It works. It's what works. So it's like they're still stuck in this idea that they have to be like so different,
radical, revolutionary.
Yeah, and it's like that's not what wins.
I'm telling you right now, that video, the first one that we watched, went viral. It went on Fox News. It went on Newsmax. All these conservatives, look, the drag queens putting the trans flag on Yosemite Park.
Yeah.
If you think that doesn't just play into the movement against trans rights, you're just dumb. Like, you're just wrong. So one, you can't pull a stunt and then expect not to deal with the consequences of that stunt.
Correct. And
that's the point of the stunt, right? Like, I respect civil disobedience, but the whole point is that you also accept the consequences.
Correct.
And then you also, if you're going to do all this, should probably take a stand in a way that might help the community you're trying to help, rather than just like give ammo to your critics. That's just my hot take, though.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. I mean, I don't think that her soul is in this for actually making change, considering that she is non-binary.
A non-binary biologist.
You can't make this shit up. You really can't make this shit up.
Can we fire her just for that?
Yeah, I mean, that's enough. That shows that you're believing.
Oh my gosh. And in the original video with it, when they were like, other species have changed their sex.
Oh, we didn't even talk about that.
Yes, we didn't even talk about that.
We keep messing up today. Oh
I
my
know.
God. No, literally, it's like, yeah, they can do it on their own. Like, hold on. I'm changing genders. Like, that's not.
Also, the fact that like clownfish can perform the roles of both sexes or whatever is just irrelevant to whether humans can change sex. Clownfish can also breathe underwater. Have you tried that lately?
Also, it's usually for the purpose of reproduction, right?
Yes. It's not because of their internal identity. None of it makes sense.
Yeah.
It's all ridiculous. And I can respect the activism, sort of, kinda, not in this case, but in general, the idea of taking a stand, but you also have to accept the consequences. So whether I fully agree with it or not, I don't really know, but I'm not going to be raking out. Of all the, like, lots of people have bad things happen to them through no fault of their own. If you take a stand and then have to deal with the consequences of that, I just don't have an overwhelming amount of sympathy for you.
Well, yeah. I mean, you chose to do it. So,
what do you guys think? Would you like to hang out with the trans drag queen park ranger from the first video?
Honestly, yeah. I would. Maybe if they put the activism away and just like relaxed.
I don't know, but let us know what you think in the comments below. Hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed if you aren't yet, and we'll be back with more normal gays content real soon.